744 News Talk 1210 WCAU. Don't forget, after the 8 o'clock news, Gary Hodson, your host for Radio Classics. Who do we have tonight? You don't even know, do you? You're going to make it up. All right, all right. Now, I didn't mean to make you run in, but Gary's going to run in and now talk on the 50,000-watt clear channel voice of Philadelphia Phillies baseball. Hi, Gary.
Hello, Jack.
You could have just said it through the window. I would have been able to read your lips.
First word, sounds like.
Sounded 2 syllables.
2 syllables. The Lives of Harry Lime, the Third Man. Then we're going to go to the Theater Royal. We're going to hear from Groucho Marx, You Bet Your Life, and finish up with the Lone Ranger.
All right, who do you like, Cincinnati or San Fran?
Oh, I'm as bad as you at picking these things.
Horrible.
I've been down to 2.
Why anybody would ask any of us in the media who we like is
Don
beyond
asked me the other day, and I said, well, you know something? I hope San Francisco wins, but I have to go with the Bears.
I went with the Bears and loved Buffalo, so that shows how much I know.
They're good for 3 points.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Both teams, my teams totaled 13 points today.
I think they're playing in warm climes of Miami, so I would have to say that
San Fran.
San Fran, yeah.
All right. I hope it's a good game.
Good runner, that Craig.
Yeah, and Icky Woods.
I think they're going to do it.
I think it's going to be a good game.
Bet against it.
All right. That's Gary Hodson, your host for Radio Classics, who follows the 8 o'clock news. Let's continue on the phones. Here's Kevin. Kevin, this is Jeff. You're up on the Sportsline Weekend Edition.
How you doing, Jeff?
I'm fine, thank you.
You know, Jeff, I was just thinking, can you imagine Buddy Ryan hosting Radio Classics?
Well, Gary Hodson, looks a lot like Buddy Ryan.
Oh, no. Well,
you didn't know that? Can I tell him about, Channel 10 when they do the Buddy Ryan show or the Eagles wrap-up and warm-up show?
Okay.
You see Buddy Ryan walk through the door?
Right.
That's not Buddy Ryan. That's Gary Hodson.
Oh, my God. Shades of radio, son.
Unbelievable. I mean, you think radio is an illusion. Television is a bigger illusion.
I tell you.
But anyway, Gary Hodson does. He looks a lot like Buddy Ryan. Smokes those cigars like Buddy Ryan, too. What kind of cigars you smoking these days?
Buddy smokes a pipe.
Oh, well, I know you guys smoke something. Well, I better not say that.
Wait a minute.
That'll be in the papers tomorrow. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Kevin.
That's okay. Listen, a number of the fans and commentators are saying how ridiculous it was not to suspend play, but I can understand their reasoning. I mean, it all comes down to dollars and cents. I don't think it takes a Phi Beta Kappa to figure that out. I mean, you figure if they suspend the game at halftime, then that's a lot of dead air time. What are they going to do?
I don't know, filled with Philadelphia Phillies highlights from 1974 or something.
Yeah, I mean.
I don't know. That's not my problem.
But as a fan?
Sure, but as a fan sitting at home, I was cheated out of a football game. I was cheated out of seeing the Eagles' biggest football game in the last 7 years, and that bothers me. I can't believe it doesn't bother other people.
I agree. I mean, it was a complete disgrace. I think another point too. It's something that Buddy Ryan said. I agree 100%, and I don't care what the media says, but there was no doubt that the Eagles were a much better team. That's what did they throw? They threw for about 500 yards against the number 1 rated defense in the NFL.
Yeah. What's the difference? I mean, it's. Conversely, you can look at what's the difference that the Eagles gave up more yards through the air than any team in the history of the NFL. They still won 10 games and lost only 6.
Well, that's true.
So, I mean, statistics do lie.
Yeah, there's no question. I just felt that, when you look at the fact that they came in their 20-yard line in the plus territory 20 different times, I think they could have very easily scored about 35 points. The other thing I wanted to point out wasn't so much that the Bears were stopping them from scoring as much as it was the Eagles were stopping themselves and the officials were stopping the Eagles. So it wasn't just, it's not
forgetting about the officials, then what you're saying is that the Eagles cost themselves their own football game.
I agree.
That doesn't necessarily mean that the Bears aren't a better team. It just means that the Eagles cost themselves a football game last Saturday.
Well, yeah, but I think that what I'm saying is that in part that's why people were saying that the Eagles would have given San Francisco a better...
I guess this show is based on ifs and would-haves and could-haves, and as much as I hate to talk about it, I guess that's what makes talk shows a lot of fun. But I'll bet you, and obviously we'll never know, but if there was no fog, I'll bet the Eagles still would have lost. And I really believe that. Sure, because the fog...
You saw the way they were throwing the ball, Jeff. Okay.
Yeah, but the Eagles should have won the football game in the first half before the fog. They never should have gotten to the point where they had to look back. And Anthony Toney cost them at least 2 touchdowns, and really...
Well, one was debatable.
Which one, the tipped?
yeah, I think the tip was debatable.
No, I think that's an NFL rule. You can't tip a ball forward. The one where he tipped the ball for a touchdown that was called back, that's an illegal play. You can't do that. But I'm trying to be objective. I try not to be a homer. I wanted the Eagles to win, but I still think that if there was no fog, the Eagles just were not the better football team on that day. Whether Buddy Ryan thinks he has better players at every position except middle linebacker or not, I think the Bears are just a little better football team than the Eagles.
And do you think the officials had any input in that game on how that game went?
I would say that they made a couple questionable calls, yes, but I don't think that necessarily would have cost the Eagles the game.
All right, one last thing. The fight of the year, the fight of 1989 is going to be Sugar Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns, the rematch.
Whoa. Okay.
All right?
All right, Kevin.
No more words.
All right. I'll write it down. Thank you very much for the telephone call.
$100 spending money. Entries must be received by January 16th, so get yours in today.
I want to thank Dan Loney, who is here, of course, handling our production on site here at the Ribbit tonight. Jimmy Gallagher, our executive producer, as always, on News Talk 1210 WCAU. Jeff Gallichico running the board for the Buddy Ryan Show, as well as the very abbreviated sports line tonight. Let's see if I can get Kevin in for just about 45 seconds, Kevin, before we go to the pregame show.
Okay, Don, I won't hold you up. Just a reflection. A few people were surprised that the San Francisco 49ers beat the Bears so handily, but I was one that wasn't, because all you had to do was look at what the Eagles did to them, and they threw for about 400 and something odd yards, 500 yards.
Right.
And it wasn't so much that the Bears were stopping the Eagles from scoring. It was the Eagles more or less stopped themselves, in addition with a lot of help from the officials.
Well, we didn't have much chance to talk about that. We will on an extended sports final tonight, because we'll be on right after the ball game, which should be about 9:30. We'll be out at Chili's in Wayne. So we'll have a lot of time to talk about yesterday's games and to talk about different aspects. Buddy chatted about it tonight on the Buddy Ryan Show, and I really don't make too many comments when Buddy's on, because it's his opportunity to talk about the respective ball games. But I pretty much agree with you. I think they're, the Bears were highly overblown as far as I was concerned. I don't think they're that good a football team, and I don't think it was their experience that beat the Philadelphia Eagles. I think it was the Eagles that beat the Philadelphia Eagles, and not the experience of the Bears.
I agree. That's all I wanted to say, Don.
Okay, thank you very much for your call. That's going to do it for this. That's going to do it for the sports line here at the Ribbit, 1709 Walnut Street. Don Henderson with you, and once again, we thank you for your participation in the Buddy Ryan Show, and also your participation in the very abbreviated sports line tonight. We'll be back, and that'll be right after Villanova basketball tonight as they take on the Syracuse Orangemen. Once again, in just 15 seconds from right now, it'll be the Rolly Massimino.
They called on us for stinking calls, and also the one when they called Mike Rockenbach for interfering with a tight end. That was a bullshit call. So,
yeah, Coach.
It just seems like that they're trying to keep the Eagles out of the playoffs or something.
No doubt about it, Coach. I'm with you on that. And also, I'm tired of hearing this discretion call. Either they're doing it or not. Either it's pass interference or it's not, and this discretion stuff, I think it could swing for favor,
Well, we just, you got to live with them, but you don't have to like it.
Okay, Dennis.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you, I think Buddy pretty much covered it right there. All right, let's go right now to Tom next. Tom, you're up with Buddy Ryan.
Yes, Coach Ryan.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to say you've done a wonderful job for our Eagles. I've been a season ticket holder.
Kids.
Pardon?
We've got a lot of good players.
Yes, you do. I've been a season ticket holder since 1958, and I think I know a little about pro ball. I got a little disturbed at Don Henderson's remark that he made about Kinnicky and Roynell Young. Number one, I don't think Kinnicky's doing the job as a run back. I don't think he has the speed. I see him come up the middle, put his head down, and go right into the crowd. I watch other clubs. I remember the days of Timmy Brown. He would take a punt or a kickoff and go coast to coast. He'd go right up the middle, cut to the sidelines. You need a speedster. And I don't think Kinnicky's the answer to a speedster.
Well, main thing we have Kinnicky returning punts, and we're real happy the way he does that, because the number one thing in a punt return is to catch the punt. And he does
and it's also to gain yards and get you.
Hold it a minute, Tom. Tom, just a second. Give Buddy a chance to answer, and then I'll be more than happy to give you a chance to either agree or disagree. But let Buddy give you his answer.
Well, I think on his kickoff returns, you're right. He doesn't have a lot of speed to throw him up in there. But I thought Abercrombie showed good speed running up in there. And in fact, one guy got him, I think, or he would have broke it all the way. But really, Konechny's back here to block, and they just happen if they kick a short kick to him, well, then we've already got good field position if he makes 10 yards with it.
Coach, but he's the ones that returning all the punts. And
No, well, he's going to return the punts. Hell yes. He's the guy I want to return them. He's the guy that catch them. You're not going to, you take a guy back here with great speed that can't catch a ball, you're dead. Number one thing, you better catch the football. And that's what Sikahema here in the with the Cardinals has been in all Pro Bowl 4 or 5 years. He had about 6 returns yesterday for a 1-yard gain. So, you know, the answer is not trying to return the punt. The number one thing is catch the punt.
Exactly.
If you catch it, if you can get 10 yards, then you've got field position for your.
You have to have
the average in the league is about 12 yards. That'll win the return on punts every time, a 12-yard average.
Tom, do you think that Konechny and Roynell Young had a relatively good afternoon on Saturday? Or do you think...
Excuse me. I wanted to talk about Roynell Young.
Well, you don't.
Roynell Young is getting beat game after game. The man that went 93 yards the other day was his man, and every game he's being beat. I understand it's too late in the season to change, but that position's got to be replaced. There's no question about it.
Roy got beat by on a 3-deep zone, and he's done that 3 or 4 times this year. You're right.
Exactly.
All you do is stay deep and just don't let them throw behind you.
That's right. I agree with you, Coach, and I want to thank you again for getting us this far and having a successful season.
All right, Tom, thank you very much for your call. Joe, how about you on the Coach's Show? You're on with Buddy Ryan.
Thank you, Don. Coach, good evening. How you doing? Coach, congratulations on that game on Saturday, and I'll tell you, it's a shame you're not back here in Philadelphia because going to work today, I can tell you these fans are already wired for that game.
You know what? Our players are not going to be able to pick up that electricity from the fans, and that's one of the reasons I wish we were back in Philly, because I know, being in Philadelphia before a Dallas game, you get that feeling. It's like being on a college campus before a college game, and our players are going to miss having that, but I'm hopeful that they realize how important this game is to the fans and to Buddy Ryan and to them.
Well, I'll tell you, I think you know me long enough to know how I feel, and I'll tell you, you're going to have an awful lot of people rooting for you here Sunday. But, Coach, what I wanted to ask you, just a couple quick questions. Number one, is Dallas gradually getting away from the flex defense, and how do you have to make any drastic adjustments to your blocking scheme when you block the flex?
Well, they really don't play much of the flex anymore. They gone to our scheme more or less. They play overs, unders, 46, and very little flex anymore.
Well, Coach, the best of luck to you on Sunday, and we'll look forward to talking to you next Monday night when we're in the playoffs.
Yeah, I hope so. I'd like to get these kids there just so they can see how it feels.
Thank you very much for your call, Joe. 839-1210 in Philadelphia, 541-1210 in South Jersey. Buddy is in Phoenix, Arizona, preparing for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm Don Henderson. We're at the Rivet, 1709 Walnut Street. We'll continue with your call right after this.
It's that time of the year when most people are thinking about gifts and giving, and Jim Cataldi is no exception. It's difficult to give everyone a gift, but if you do business with Jim Cataldi, I think you'll find his gift quite extraordinary. If you need any new car, Buick, Dodge, Cadillac, Chevrolet, or GMC truck, Jim's gift will be the absolute lowest price possible. Now, that may not sound like much, but take my word for it, it'll be a gift you'll appreciate. And the same is true of any used car. Jim also knows that the last thing on your mind may be buying a car, but if your car needs service, Jim wants to give you a gift for getting your car serviced at Jim Cataldi Buick in the Auto Mall. A free pop-up umbrella with any brake job. A free chassis lube with a state and emission inspection. And 10% off all parts and labor on any electronic tune-up. That may not be a gift everyone can appreciate, but think about what you get from any other car dealer. So on behalf of Jim Cataldi, his family, and the entire staff of Jim Cataldi Buick, Dodge, Cadillac, Chevrolet, and GMC truck, I'd like to wish you and yours a holiday full of joy, happiness, and health.
It's the paint you want to paint with, then you want the paint to last. M.A.B. It's the paint you want to paint with, then you want to do it fast. M.A.B. It's the paint you want to paint with ingredients the best they can be. M.A.B. Oh, it's quality you can see when it's M.A.B.
How
Hollywood has come to MAB Paints, and that means if you're painting the inside of your home, you can now get an Oscar-winning performance. How? With MAB's new Painting Tips video. This exclusive step-by-step video will show you how to paint like the pros. Yes, this video will save you time and money. It's just $19.95 or free with a purchase of $50 or more at MAB. So stop by your nearest MAB paint store, participating dealer, or Rich Lux Home Center for quality you can see. Now on a VHS video cassette.
Oh, it's quality you can see when it's MAB.
Buddy Ryan Show continues on News Talk 1210 WCAU. And, of course, Buddy is in Phoenix, Arizona this evening, fielding your telephone calls. And, Fred, thank you for waiting. You're up with Buddy.
Hi, buddy. A few weeks ago, they were speaking of maybe the Eagles are pretty darn lucky the way they won some ball games. Now, the other day, Randall says it's God. So it doesn't matter. You take them any way, as you say, one way or the other, with the Lord's help or with luck. But I wanted to talk also, like a few callers ago, about the pass defense, which is admittedly pretty poor relative to the other teams in the league.
Well,
now, you've got a reason for this, I know.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
You know, we've given up more yardage than anybody in the league, but we gave up fewer points than anybody in the league, and that's what defense is about, keep points off the board. So,
yes.
And you give up yardage when people can't run on you, and all they do is throw the football about 50 or 60 times a game, they're going to get yardage. But what the hell difference does that make if they only get 10 points, which the Cardinals got the other day and which other teams have got?
Well, yeah, what you say is so, but,
it's true. Hell, I coach defense. I know it's true.
What you say is so. That's true. However,
and our offense is not helping us. We can't run the football.
When you put points on the board, buddy, and a few seconds later, you're tied up, or the other team goes ahead, like we've had to sweat through so often.
Hey, who puts
but at any rate, my point is,
put the points on the board, not the offense. You got 4 turnovers, and that's where we put the points on the board with.
Well, turnovers,
that's what wins ball games.
Well, you're giving credit to the defense all the time on turnovers. Sometimes the turnovers are pretty poor play by their offense, and
true.
the balls.
That's true. That's true.
I think we cut that. I think we cut that comment off the air, and we'll get back to Buddy here in just a second. Is our caller still on there, Jimmy, or do we have to? The caller's gone too. Okay, I tell you what we'll do. We'll go from Fred, and I think Buddy pretty much answered that question as well. We'll continue in just a moment. Sal, you'll be up right after this.
The Philadelphia Eagles football season is in full swing, and you can be ready to capture all the exciting plays and game-winning touchdowns on Scotch brand video cassettes. Relive all the bone-crunching tackles. And watch all the exciting football action again and again when you experience the complete line of Scotch video cassettes. The Scotch EG All-Purpose Video Cassette, today's most popular choice for VCR recording. With its patented time-left gauge, you'll never miss a last-minute goal line stand. And the entire line of Scotch high-grade video cassettes. High-quality blank tapes for unsurpassed color performance over time. And a lifetime guarantee for picture quality. So to preserve all those game highlights during the Eagles' quest for the Super Bowl, depend on Scotch video cassettes.
Available at Camera Shops Incorporated and West Coast video stores.
For any business, the phone system is the lifeline. But what's right? Executone is better. Jarvis Isotech is better. Put the two together, and you've got the best. Introducing Executone Information Systems. The strength of two communication leaders merged together. Both have built their reputation on providing the highest quality customer service. And Executone Information Systems maintains that commitment and then some. In the under 200 desktop marketplace, Executone Information Systems maintains over 100,000 phone systems nationwide. Why? Because of their 52 years of experience, reliability, and flexibility to meet demanding needs.
And really, when it comes to a phone system, what's more important than reliability and flexibility? Executone Information Systems, the clearest connection to make for the future of your business. Connect yourself with the best. Call 631-5900. 631-5900. Executone Information Systems, with 4 offices nearby to serve you.
Buddy Ryan Show continues on News Talk 1210 WCAU. Everybody's calmed down now. Let's go back to the telephones. Sal, how about you with Buddy?
How you doing?
Doing super.
Take it easy. Don't let them guys get to you. It's like the media. They continue to say the Eagles are lucky. They never mentioned
they ain't gonna get to me. I'm just trying to explain things to them, and they don't want to. They don't want to learn.
They never mentioned that the Eagles are crippled in third down efficiencies, and also.
Oh well, that's a rush involved in the passing game. You have to have a running game on offense, and we only made 1 yard in the second quarter on offense. So,
also, Bradshaw mentioned it 5 or 6 times on TV Saturday about the Eagles being last in pass defense.
Oh, well, they are in yardage given up. That's right.
Yeah, but they milk this thing to death, and the reason I don't understand is because I mean you don't win games on total yardage. You win games on points. And the Eagles defense only gave up 10 points Saturday. I mean any idiot could see that.
We're number 1 in our conference, I think, in points given up. So.
And they never mentioned the takeaways. What are we, second?
Yeah, well, I think we're second takeaways. I think we're first in the differential of giveaways and takeaways. So, that's the reason we're here. That's the reason we won some ball games, because turnover, that's what you win ball games.
Yeah, Sal, just for the point of accuracy, the final score was, 23-17, just so people don't call up and say we don't know what the final score of the game.
7 points was the other 7 points was given with Keith Byers' fumble.
Right, but I'm just saying, don't want people to think that we don't know what the score of the game is.
The last thing I'd like to say is that I thought Keith Byers, and I don't know what game that other guy was watching, but Roynell Young played a hell of a game Saturday. I mean, he was in on 9 or 10 tackles, and he played great on defense.
He played well. He just made a mistake in that 3-deep zone.
Yeah, but you're playing against the best offensive team in football, so I mean, you got to make a couple of mistakes.
That's right, but I mean, we wished he hadn't made that one.
All right, good luck, guys.
All right, Sal, thank you very much. Let's go to Ken next. Kenny, you're up with Buddy. Go ahead.
Buddy, how's the weather out there?
Well, it's not as warm as I thought it would be. I went to breakfast this morning about 6:30, and it was cold, and I really haven't been out since then.
Well, I'll tell you, pal, it's cold here. I'm glad you're not here. I didn't hear the start of your show, and I know you're talking about this 3-deep defense. What I don't understand, I'm sure you can answer me on this. You've got them down 21-0. You've got 3rd and 15. You're bringing your 3 deep men. Lomax is throwing in his own end zone. You've got the crowd completely out of the game, and he throws the home run ball. Now, they're all blaming Roynell Young, and I was a cornerback, and I know how hard it is to cover, but I'm not picking up the free safety, buddy. Where is the free safety on the bombs?
Well, really, the bombs were not the free safety's fault. It was Roynell Young's fault.
Okay.
You got 3 deep. That's the safest thing you can be in. You just stay back. You don't want anybody to get behind you, and Roynell let the guy get behind him.
Isn't the safety coming over in one of the corners to help out?
Well, the weak safety, who is in the middle of a 3 deep zone, came over, made a hell of an effort, but that's not his responsibility. He can't make a play from there on that. I mean, that's Roynell. He just supposed to be deep as the deepest and wide as the widest, and he made a mistake.
And the other factor was that after the ball was caught, I mean, he just ran away from Roynell, and the safety trying to come over. It looked like looked like Bob Hayes running away from somebody there. I mean, they really put some speed on then, and it was started out with a yard or 2 difference, and by the time they got to the end zone, it was about 5, buddy.
Oh, well, they got burners out, their wide outs and their tight ends are good football. They're not the number 1 offense, and they've got as good a personnel as anybody has on.
Buddy, one quick question. You 2 weeks ago ran a very successful offensive screen pass, and I mean it developed so well, and you haven't really used that play much this year. And I think you have the talent and the speed to do it. Why don't you use it more?
Well, really, a screen is something you have to use against somebody that really plays zone defense, and we've hit up some man defenses this week and against Washington. So, man defense screen is not that good.
Mm-hmm. Well, hurry back home. We'll see what we can do against Dallas.
Well, we got to beat Dallas. There's no question about that. It just, and then let chips fall where they may. I think we'll be in the playoffs after we beat Dallas.
Ken, thank you very much for your call. Chris, you're next up with Buddy Ryan. Go to it.
buddy?
Doing great.
All right. I just wanted to talk to you about the 46 and whether or not coming up against Dallas, we can see more blitzing and more of like when you were with Chicago, when you had a team down, sending like 5, 6, 7 guys in to get the quarterback.
Well, the thing that you have to do is, look and see how they want to pick it up. If they want to keep everybody in and protect their quarterback, then, of course, you don't blitz. But Washington blitzed them last week. They got people free out of the 46 scheme, and but he got it off by side adjusting before they could get there. So, but even though they had people coming free, but we'll have some blitzers in our repertoire, and we'll take a good look at it, and we'll have some people coming free on him.
Okay, buddy. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Chris. We'll continue with Buddy Ryan. He is in Phoenix, Arizona this evening, preparing for the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday afternoon. And, of course, we'll see that right here in Philadelphia at 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon. The Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles will remain in Phoenix, Arizona all week, preparing for the Cowboys and then fly down to Big D. We'll continue with your telephone calls at 839-1210 in Philadelphia, 541-1210 in South Jersey. I'm Don Henderson. We're at the Ribbit Restaurant, 1709 Wallace Street. Your call coming up.
Season's greetings from the Marty Sussman Organization. Just when you were getting used to overpaying for everything, there are bargains galore available at all 5 of our locations. December is normally a slow month in the car business, but this December it may pay you to take delivery of your new car before 1989. Huge discounts, trade-in over allowances, and discount financing are available right now at Marty Sussman Olds Mazda Sterling, Jenkintown, and Beta Roads in Jenkintown. Marty Sussman Lincoln Mercury Mercure, Old York Road on the Fairway in Jenkintown. Marty Sussman Honda, Easton Road in Willow Grove. Marty Sussman Acura, routes 38 and 73, Maple Shade, New Jersey. And the Marty Sussman Auto Mall for Olds Honda, BMW, Tilton and Fire Roads, Egg Harbor Township in Pleasantville. Over 1,000 cars and trucks, imported and domestic, are available with tremendous savings right now. Once again, from our family to your family, season's greetings with a wish for a healthy and happy new year. The Sussman Organization, your second opinion dealer.
The audio-video wholesaler for years. That's been the claim to fame at Hi-Fi House. And while that is true, they really are much more than just the audio-video wholesaler. Hi-Fi House is a family operation that stands behind and services all of the audio and video components they sell. And at Hi-Fi House, they only sell the latest top-of-the-line audio and video components from the best names in the industry: Sony, Harman Kardon, JVC, Bose, JBL, NEC, and many, many more. And everything is on display in their giant showroom in Broomall, including the area's largest selection of big screen TVs. So when you think of them, remember that Hi-Fi House is the audio-video wholesaler because of their prices, but they're much more than that. Hi-Fi House, the audio-video wholesaler, located in the Lawrence Park Industrial Center, Broomall, and on the Concord Pike, Wilmington.
Are you tired of getting the same old runaround about which tires are right for your vehicle? Then it's time you got a straight answer from the B.F. Goodrich TA specialists at National Tire Wholesale. TA radials are backed up by advanced B.F. Goodrich tire technology, and NTW can recommend the perfect set to match your driving habits, no matter what you drive: performance car, 4x4, luxury sedan, or camper. And as usual, there's no appointment necessary, because at NTW, we have you in and out in less than an hour, and installation is absolutely free. Plus, you can call CompuTire, our computer reservation system. Reserve the B.F. Goodrich TA radials you need and have them installed at your convenience. So don't put up with the same old runaround. Stop in or call any of the giant National Tire Wholesale warehouses in Pennsylvania and Delaware and get the tires that will make your car and truck perform. B.F. Goodrich TA radials.
No NTW, and you'll know tires.
Buddy Ryan Show continues on News Talk 1210 WCAU. Don Henderson with you. We're at the Ribbit, of course, 26 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. Buddy is in Phoenix, Arizona. And Tony, go to it.
Yeah, hello, Don.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, hi, Coach.
How you doing, Tony?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you. Great win for us.
Great win. Great, fantastic win. I'm going to tell you, I was in New York and saw the game on the tube. Man, we are the envy of everybody. Well, I never knew we had so many enemies. I can't believe it. Well, that's great. That's wonderful, because I'll never be a
I tell you, I've been talking to those Jet coaches all day, and so have my assistants. So we're trying to help them beat those Giants. If they do that, we'll be the
I think the Jets will give the Giants all they can handle. All
they've
they
got
can
a
take.
good offense, the Jets have.
Yeah, right. Listen, Coach, two things I'd like to ask you. Number one, if we play ball control and good field position, I mean, I know we're not taking Dallas lightly because they are improved. I think we'll be right there. And I want to know, were you entertained the thought at all about using Matt for a couple downs in here, and when we got up to 21-0?
No, not really, because, that was about the first 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, I know,
and there's a lot of game left in there,
I'm just worried because Randall's really taking a lot of shots.
Oh, I don't think Randall's taking that many shots. Our offensive line been doing a pretty good job, and Randall didn't run much yesterday. I thought he should have run more probably than he did, but maybe he's saving it all for Dallas.
Yeah, well, maybe. I hope so. And I want to tell you, I really agree with your opinion of the officiating on that ball game. It was horrible. It's terrible.
I don't have any questions about it.
Yeah, thanks very much, Coach, and good luck on to Dallas.
Thank you, my friend.
Tony, thank you very much for the call. Let's go to the distaff side right now. Maria, you're up with Buddy Ryan.
Hi, Don. Good evening, buddy.
Hi, Maria.
It's only taken me 15 weeks to get through, but I want to remind you, I was the one at training camp that told you to hold your horses, and I meant it.
Right, we are.
This is the lighter side of sports. I have a question for you. I want to know if you want to borrow my shirt for Sunday. It reads, I root for two teams, the Eagles and whoever plays Dallas.
I think that'd be great.
That's our 303 section shirt. We're rooting for you green and white all weekend. Go Eagles, go Jets, but embarrass those Cowboys.
We're going to try.
Take care.
Thank you, darling.
Bye-bye.
All right, thank you very much, Maria. Let's go downstairs to the bar right now. Go ahead.
Hey, buddy, how you doing? It's Karen.
Got a school today?
No, I'm going after here.
Okay.
No, I have a question, and I'll go from there. I want to know how hungry your team is. The reason I'm asking this is it seems that I don't know, when they get a lead like they did the 21-0, they sort of sit back a little bit. Next week they're going to have to come out hard and stay out hard to win the game, and they can do it. But I'm just wondering how hungry and how much do they want this?
Well, I think they want it real bad. The thing is, hello.
Yeah, we got you. Yeah, we're all right, buddy.
Still there, I heard the ring. The thing that happened, I don't know what happened to their offense. It just went dormant for about the last 10 minutes and the 15 minutes of the other quarter. It was the second quarter. We didn't do anything, and we kept putting the defense back out there, and the defense I thought played well, but it's got to be on both sides of the ball, and we have to start moving the football when we need to, not just when we get the opportunity to, I think.
Okay, well, good luck next week. We're looking forward to seeing you in the playoffs this year.
Hey, boy, we need it bad. Say a prayer for us.
All right, thank you very much. We'll go to Tom in just a moment on the Buddy Ryan Show on News Talk 1210 WCAU. But first, how about this?
You have only 1 week to save big on top quality men's fashion footwear at Regent Men's Shoes. Regent is closing their Cherry Hill store this Saturday, December 10th, and everything must go. Right now at all 3 Regent locations, 15th Street between Market and Chestnut, Market Street between 2nd and 3rd, and the Sawmill Village Center on Route 70 in Cherry Hill, you'll find savings up to 50%. Repeat, 50%. Every pair of men's fashion shoes and boots, including all the latest fall styles, are on sale right now. But you've got to hurry, because once they're gone, they're gone. Regent has great savings on all the top names: Bailey, Cohan, Bostonian, Giorgio Brutini, and more. Plus, Regent has a large selection of socks and belts and an unheard of selection in size 13. Hurry to Regent now. Leather shoes start at $35. Snakeskin at $49.90. Lizard at $100. Patent leather at $40. Regent Men's Shoes on 15th Street between Market and Chestnut, on Market Street between 2nd and 3rd, and the Sawmill Village Center on Route 70 Cherry Hill. Hurry, the Cherry Hill store has only 5 days left.
For your money, the Philadelphia Federal Credit Union.
You know you deserve the best, and nothing else will do. You're working harder than the rest, so we work hard for you.
When it comes comes to checking, nobody works harder for you than the Philadelphia Federal Credit Union. It's outstanding enough to offer no minimum balance, no fee, free checking, but that's only the beginning. Consider 5.5% interest on your checking account, free overdraft protection to a line of credit, free first order of checks, free MAC cards too. Plus, if you switch to Philadelphia Federal Credit Union checking now, they'll give you $10 for your unused checks. Certain restrictions apply. Find out about checking and the many other special services at the Philadelphia Federal Credit Union. Call 625-8700. 625-8700. Make the most of your money now at the Philadelphia Federal Credit Union.
'Cause you work hard and we work hard for you.
Offices in Center City, the Northeast, Temple University, and Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania.
The Buddy Ryan Show continues on News Talk 1210 WCAU. Don Henderson with you here at the Rivet. Buddy is in Phoenix, Arizona, fielding your telephone calls at 839-1210 in Philadelphia, 541-1210 in South Jersey. Tommy, what's your question?
Hello, Coach.
Yes.
Buddy, you should call your team the Cardiac Kids. I'll tell you.
Well, they're exciting. We do everything the hard way. That's the dangest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, but since then I picked up $30. Thanks a lot, Coach. You really did a good job there.
Well,
somebody says, "Oh, he can't coach. He's only an assistant coach." I said, "Watch this. I'll bet you every game, Eagles, they're going to win this season. They're going to the playoffs."
I'll tell you what, there are a lot of great assistant coaches in this business that could do a great job being a head coach. I got about 15 on my staff, and sometimes I think the guys in the head coaching business try to make it such a charisma type deal that they don't understand it's just football, and
right.
And assistant coaches probably know a hell of a lot more football than most head coaches.
Yeah. Now about Roy Nell Young, he used to be one of my favorite players. I mean, I have a football with his signature on it. I have it in the closet, and I feel like I should get rid of it, But I'm trying to hang on. But, he upset me last week in the Washington game. We could have had an interception instead of an interference call,
Well, I was disappointed this week that the guy ran by him in that 3-deep zone. He pulled that deep as wide as the widest, and that's just a basic junior high coverage that everybody in the National Football League uses most of the time.
I know.
In fact,
he wasn't like... He didn't have that speed there at all.
Well, I just think he didn't see the guy. I don't really know what happened, but I know one thing. There's no excuse when you're in a 3-deep zone to get beat deep.
There's no excuse. You're right.
All right, Tom, thank you very much for your call and your contribution to the Buddy Ryan Show. Louie, how about you next with Buddy?
Okay, thanks, Don. Buddy, it's Louie from the Quality Inn. How you doing?
Hey, how's your Jets? They going to come through for us?
Now, you know I was going to call you this week.
Well, I tell you, I've been talking to all your coaches up there, and our assistant coaches have, too. We're trying to give them enough information they can beat those Giants.
Yeah, well, I know Bud Carson said, after he said that the Jets don't have a pro-caliber defense, their defense played pretty good, and I know their offense is real good. If their
I think
offense
they got
line
an excellent offense. That's what you have to score some points to win in this game.
Right. Well, my friends who live in Jersey sent me tickets for the game Saturday, but I couldn't make it because I was working. But I got a feeling if they send it to me this week, I'll be out there cheering. You know me.
All right.
I'll be out there.
Good to hear from you.
All right. Talk to you, and everybody said hi.
All right.
See you later.
All right, Louie, thank you very much. I'll tell you, I had to disagree a little bit with Louie. I read all the quotes that Bill Parcells had to say, and I didn't hear him say anything about the Jets couldn't put points on the board. That's one thing the Jets can do, buddy. They can put points on the board at times. They've got the number one pass receiver in football on that team, and I think they put a few points on the board Saturday. They can get them up there.
Coach for the Jets for 8 years, and we used to play the Giants, and that's a one for bragging rights. So regardless what the record is, I think the Giants will have their hands full. And of course, I got to pull for the Jets because we need them to beat them. And if they do, and we beat Dallas, we're the division champions, and that's what we'd like to have.
All right, Drew, how about you with Buddy Ryan? Drew, go to it.
Yeah, hi, Coach. How you doing?
Doing super.
That's good. I had to tell you had one injury you probably don't know about after Saturday's game. I sprained my thumb giving somebody a high five after Frizzell knocked away the pass.
Well, I hope you have to do that again this week. You can play hurt, though, can't you?
Yeah, well, I'm on painkillers, so it doesn't bother me that much.
All right, you can play hurt.
Yeah. Coach, my question is about Don McPherson. Somebody that nobody really asked about. When he was drafted, he was set on being an NFL quarterback. But after watching Cunningham for a full year, one of the top QBs in the league, Do you think he would consider changing positions down the road, maybe a defensive back or something along those lines?
No, I brought him in here to be a quarterback. I drafted him to be a quarterback, and he's going to be a great quarterback in this league. It's great to have a rookie that you can groom and you can give an opportunity to learn without having to go out there and get you killed, And that's basically, since I came here, we got rid of so many people and made so many changes. All our rookies had to come right in and start playing, and they made mistakes and they got us killed. But Don has got a chance to sit back and learn in a couple of years and, take his time, and he's going to be a great quarterback. He's a great kid. He's a leader. He's a charisma guy. I think there's no question he'll be a great quarterback.
Well, you got Cunningham, who's pretty young. How old is he? About 26, 27?
Oh yeah, he's young too. But you never have too many good
Kavanaugh, who's a very good backup. What's that say about the future of Matt Kavanaugh with the Eagles?
Matt Kavanaugh's got a bright future as long as Buddy Ryan's the head coach. He's a heck of a player. He's a great player. He prepares himself. He's one of the leaders along with Jimmy Giles of our football team. So as long as Buddy Ryan's coaching in Philadelphia, Matt Kavanaugh's got a great future.
All right, Coach. Good luck next week against Dallas.
Thank you very much, Drew. We'll continue with the Buddy Ryan Show, the Monday night edition. Buddy in Phoenix, Arizona. Don Henderson with you at the Ribbit, 1709 Walnut Street. Your question for Buddy coming up.
$60 may not sound like a lot of money when it comes to purchasing a new truck, but when you realize that for only $60 more, you could be driving a GMC Sierra instead of a Chevy C10, that $60 is well spent. A GMC Sierra comes with a full-size 6.5-foot bed and only costs $60 more than the Chevrolet. A GMC Sierra comes equipped with a rear-wheel anti-lock brake system, and it only costs $60 more than a Chevrolet C10. A GMC Sierra has standard features like power steering, power brakes, and electronic fuel injection on all gas engines, and it only costs $60 more than the Chevrolet truck, based upon a comparison of manufacturers' suggested retail prices. Think about it. Wouldn't you rather spend $60 more for the prestige of a GMC truck? It could be the best $60 you'll ever spend. GMC Sierra, the pickup that does it all, is available at your GMC truck and team dealer. Cataldi GMC Auto Mall, Faulkner GMC Trevose, Cowan GMC Phoenixville.
I'm a wreck. Actually, I'm a wreck Dodge. But life didn't end for me after the accident. I still had a lot of good parts. So Jimmy's Used Auto Parts took me in and put everything worth saving into their computerized inventory. Jimmy's has the largest inventory of used American and foreign auto and truck parts in the area. And now good people like you can come to Jimmy's at 2706 Wheat Sheaf Lane off I-95 between Bridge Street and Allegheny exits and get a great deal on a used part. Imagine my engine living on in your automobile. It's beautiful.
Parts you're looking for. No need to spend your money at the auto store. For Jimmy's Used Auto Parts to work for you.
We continue with the Buddy Ryan Show on News Talk 1210. And, Buddy, before we take our next call, Scott, you'll be our next caller here in just a second. George has sent Al over with his $100 donation to the WCAU Holiday Fund, as he always does, following every Philadelphia Eagle win. And Al said that he wants to send at least 3 more checks after this weekend, so you got a lot of work cut out for you.
How's George's father doing?
Well, his father's coming along. That's why he's not here himself tonight. As we talked last week on the Buddy Ryan Show, he's a little bit under the weather with some heart problems, and George is with him. But he did send the check over with Al, and he's looking forward to sending 3 more after this week.
Hey, I love it. Tell him.
All right, let's go back to the telephones. And, Scott, how about you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Buddy, I've got one comment, and then I got 2 quick questions.
Okay, Scott.
All right. First comment I want to make to you, buddy. I think that you're definitely the most unappreciated coach that the city of Philadelphia has ever had.
I'm appreciated by my players and my coaching staff, and that's really the only people that count.
Well, I agree. Buddy, I just want to tell you I'm a big sports fan, and I've followed the Eagles for a long time. I think that I can't even say enough about how good a job I think you're doing.
Well, thank you a lot.
You're welcome. Now, my 2 questions, buddy, are one about Randall Cunningham. And it seems to me that sometimes a large part of your job is you're more than a coach. You seem to be a manager of a pretty good-sized organization. And I wonder how you deal with somebody. You brought him along tremendously, and sometimes I wonder when I hear Randall talk whether, he's gotten a little starstruck, and I wonder how you deal with that.
Oh, well, Randall's a great kid. You know, his mother and father both are dead, and he's been on his own a long time, and his brother, Sam Bam Cunningham, a great running back in this league, had a lot of influence on his life, and I think that he's just a young man that had a lot of success, and he feels good about it. So I don't try to curtail that. I love for him to feel good. I love for our guys to walk around with a swagger. The main thing is that you have to produce every week and let them see what it's like, and then they know. And I think then from then on, as young as we are, we ought to be held on wheels for a long time.
Scott, thank you very much for your contribution. Rich, how about you with Buddy Ryan?
How you doing, buddy?
Doing super.
First, I'd like to congratulate you on the first of, I hope, many winning seasons here in Philadelphia. And my question concerns Randall Cunningham. We've all been watching him all year long, and it seemed as though in the beginning of the season and in preseason, he was really concentrating on the basics with Scoville, with his dropping back and planting his feet and throwing that ball and cutting down on that motion of his. But it seems now he's getting away from it. When he rolls out, he's telegraphing his passes again, and they're floating. What do you think the problem there is?
Well, I don't really see a problem. I just think that we all put so much with Randall. Whenever we made him number one, that we put a lot of pressure on him. We put all the coaches' jobs, we put all our players' instincts, we put everything on him. And I think that he's came on and done a great job and been a leader of this football team and everything else. And he hadn't done as well in the last few weeks as he had earlier. But I think a lot of quarterbacks go through slumps like that.
Is he concentrating on the basics anymore?
Oh, sure. He's a great kid. He doesn't dissipate. He's a student of the game. There's nothing he lacks more than playing football, and you don't worry about Randall. He'll be all right. He'll pull us out of that Cowboy thing. You wait and see this week.
I think so too. Whose coach is working with him? Is it Scoville?
Well, Scoville's a quarterback coach, and of course Ted Plum is the guy that heads up our offense, and our offensive line coaches. Everybody works with, talks with the quarterback. But basically, Doug Scoville's the guy that takes care of the mechanics and all this sort of thing.
Well, he's doing a heck of a job.
Rich, thank you very much for your call. Let's go from Rich to Eric. Eric, question for Buddy.
How you doing, buddy?
Doing super.
I got a quick question for you. Who's going to start at cornerback, Roynell Young or Izell Jenkins?
I think Roy will, but I really don't know because Roy hurt his knee in the game and they drained it, and he probably won't be able to practice for 2 or 3 days. So if Roy will start if he can. If he doesn't, then Jenkins will be the guy.
Oh, well, I'd like to be on behalf of the school up at Penn State. We're really pulling for you.
Well, I appreciate we need this one bad. We need to get in the playoffs and show them what it's like. And I think as we get that taken care of, that all the rest of the seasons to come will take care of themselves.
Okay, thanks for the excitement.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Eric. And I think Izell Jenkins has really maximized his opportunities, buddy. He stayed ready, and when the opportunity presented itself, he gives you a great run for your money.
Oh, well, he blocked that punt. He's been doing a great job on special teams. He was put in our nickel because Eric Everett couldn't, play. He got his nose busted and practically knocked unconscious on a punt rush. And but this kid is a guy that came from a small school. He really, the reason that we drafted him, he's the only guy that I drafted that I hadn't seen or talked to myself. And King Hill, who we hired here as a scout since I've been here, I have all the respect in the world for him. He said, buddy, if you're looking for corners, this kid's green as grass. He's a track man. He hasn't played much, but he's tough. He's not like most track men. He's got some moxie about him. And I said, well, King, if you feel that good about him, then hell, we'll take him. So we drafted him, and everything that King said about him has been true, and he's getting better and better each week. He's going to be a great corner in this league.
We'll continue with your call for Buddy Ryan. I'm at the Ribbit, 1709 Walnut Street. Buddy is in Phoenix, Arizona, as he prepares the Philadelphia Eagles for the Dallas Cowboys Sunday afternoon. What could turn out to be a conference or a division championship game involving the Philadelphia Eagles. Of course, they need a little help from the Jets against the Giants, a little bit to the north of us at the Meadowlands. We'll continue with your question for Buddy right after this.
If your water could talk, would it sound kind of ordinary?
Hi, I'm your water. Want to make some ordinary orange juice?
And if your water is only so-so, you can bet that everything else will be...
How was that soup I made?
Ordinary.
I thought so.
And when you think that your body is 2/3 water...
I guess that makes you pretty ordinary, too, huh?
Call the Culligan man, the water expert.
Gosh, an expert for ordinary water like me.
He'll install a triple-filter drinking water system to turn your ordinary tap water...
This is kind of exciting.
...into sparkling, fresh Culligan water.
Wait till you taste your coffee now.
And that will have a delicious effect on everything.
Try my orange juice, too.
Take your water out of the ordinary. Call your Culligan man today.
Hey, Culligan man! Thanks!
Call Culligan Funk Water at 800-H2O-FUNK or 800-426-3865 for all your water treatment needs. Everyone at Funk Water wishes you and yours a happy and healthy holiday and a prosperous new year.
ABC, 1, 2, 3. Banking's as easy as GSB.
So I said to the woman at GSB, holidays, what's so merry about standing in line fighting crowds and running out of money? Ho, ho, ho. She said, relax. At Germantown Savings Bank, you don't have to fight the crowds. You can bank Friday night or Saturday morning or right over the phone with teleservices. And with a $400 Mac withdrawal limit, getting money isn't a problem. Sounds easy, I said. What won't GSB do for me? She said, gift wrap.
2, 3. Banking's as easy as GSB.
Member FDIC.
Before we get back to the Buddy Ryan Show, here's information about the Electric Company stores, a department of the Philadelphia Electric Company with 14 convenient locations. The Electric Company is an appliance and video retail store offering brand-name major appliances, TVs, VCRs, microwave ovens, gas or electric water heaters, and much more. Instant credit with payments as low as $8 per month are available to qualified buyers. Visa and MasterCard are also accepted. There are no salespeople at the Electric Company, only appliance counselors. They're knowledgeable and experienced in the art of recommending exactly what you need. Plus, service after the sale is a promise the Electric Company stands behind. You must be satisfied. Their prices are easy on your budget. Just listen.
Right now, get a Fisher Hi-Fi surround sound component system with full-range stereo sound. It's only $229.95, and that works out to be only $13 per month.
So visit an Electric Company store near you today. The Electric Company stores for appliances, high-efficiency air conditioners, and refrigerators.
Buddy Ryan Show continues on News Talk 1210, WCAU, 839-1210 in Philadelphia, 541-1210 in South Jersey. Charles, we appreciate you hanging on so long. You're up with Buddy.
Yeah, hi, Coach.
Hey, how are you?
Looks like you got the Rookie of the Year there with the 13th pick.
You talking about my big tight end?
Yeah. I thought when you drafted him that he might be able to go deep. Do you have any plans for him to go deep?
Well, I plan for him to get 2 or 3 touchdown passes every week, but he never gets around to doing that. But he did a great job blocking for our running game, and I thought Keith Byers had 2 great weeks back-to-back for us, not only catching the ball, but running it as well. So I think we're really maturing as a team.
He's awesome in the short passes, but I thought he might have the speed to
he's got
spread out
the
the
speed.
field.
He's got the speed. What they were doing with the Phoenix Cardinals, they were double teaming him a lot. They were holding him, pushing him, grabbing him. But as a pro, you still have to come up with some catches. He had a couple there that he hadn't made great catches to get, but he could have probably caught them. But he's a great talent. He has the speed to go deep, and we have deep roots, but you have to get the right coverage, and they're paying a lot of attention to him this year.
Well, good luck, Coach. With all due respect to Coach Vermeil, you're the best thing that's happened to Eagle football since 1960.
I appreciate that.
Thank you, Charles. We go from Charles to Dan on the Buddy Ryan Show. Dan, how about you?
Hi, Coach. This is Dan Fay from King of Prussia. How are you?
Doing great.
Congratulations on a great win last Saturday. You and the team have really made football in Philadelphia exciting again. The reason I'm calling is I just want to talk to you about Andre Waters for a minute. And I'm not calling to criticize. I think he's a great player, and I really like his aggressiveness. But he has been a player who he has a tendency to make those bad penalties that at times have cost the Eagles, especially in some of the tight games. And he's been around 3 years now, and you expect something like that to mature. And I just was wondering, how do you as a coach control a player like Andre?
Well, I thought he had a problem early. In 1986, he had some hits out of bounds and things like that. But really, he's got a lot of bad press, and I think that the guy that did our TV game, the old quarterback from San Diego, he just milked one thing where the kid rushed the quarterback. He dove at him. And by the time he got there, he had dropped low. He's a low tackler. He's a great player. He's a Pro Bowl type player, but Andre will never go to Pro Bowl because people don't like him. He didn't come from Notre Dame or any of those big schools, USC or any of those. He came from Cheney State, so I don't think there's anybody else in the league playing from Cheney State, so he won't get any votes.
Okay. Hey, Coach, I just want to tell you one other thing. I'm going to be going to that game in Dallas this weekend. I'll be down there rooting for you guys, and I wish you the best of luck.
Well, we're going to need a lot of fans, and I just wished our Eagles were home, really, so that they could feel that intensity and that all the fans have about us playing Dallas. But maybe they realize it by now anyway.
Okay, and listen, if you make the playoffs, you're going to have another Buddy Ryan show with Al Meltzer, and we've already spoke to him. We have a presentation we'd like to make to you next week.
Oh, that'd be great. We'd love it.
All right, Coach.
No
Take
big
care.
Al.
Good
He's
luck.
a ham. He loves any kind of publicity he can get.
All right. Take care.
Let's go from Dan to Matt. Matt, you're up right now with Buddy Ryan.
First of all, Coach, I'd like to congratulate on the win on Saturday.
Thank you.
Eagles pulled it out as usual. But first, I'd like to ask you about getting Merriweather from Pittsburgh. What are you doing for that?
No, I don't think we want Merriweather. He's a kid that played at UOP. He played for Pittsburgh. We don't bring any old players in here. We got guys with 4 years experience is the most we want, because we're trying to build a young team. And there's a lot of good linebackers out there in college, and we'll get one of them.
All right, Matt, thank you very much. You didn't have your radio turned down, Matt. We had a lot of feedback. If you're talking to Buddy Ryan, please turn your radio down. This is the Buddy Ryan Show. We'll continue straight ahead.
What kind of men buy their suits at today's man? Men who value fine quality clothing, who like to select instead of settle, who like to buy expensive suits at inexpensive prices. These are the kind of men who shop today's man. In fact, more men buy fine quality clothing at today's man than any other men's store. From Center City lawyers to Supreme Court justices, salesmen, statesmen, newsmen, men like you. So whether your lifestyle is traditional, American, or European, and whether you're a 36 short or a 56 long, only one men's store can suit you with tremendous selections and the lowest prices every day. Today's man. Sure, you can shop elsewhere, and you can spend a lot more money or get a lot less quality. But then, what kind of man would you be? Be smart. See why nobody suits you like today's man.
Expand your holiday buying power with $500 instant credit at Today's Man. It's easy. Simply apply at any Today's Man store.
It's that time of the year when most people are thinking about gifts and giving, and Jim Cataldi is no exception. It's difficult to give everyone a gift, but if you do business with Jim Cataldi, I think you'll find his gift quite extraordinary. If you need any new car, Buick, Dodge, Cadillac, Chevrolet, or GMC truck, Jim's gift will be the absolute lowest price possible. Now, that may not sound like much, but take my word for it, it'll be a gift you'll appreciate. And the same is true of any used car. Jim also knows that the last thing on your mind may be buying a car, but if your car needs service, Jim wants to give you a gift for getting your car serviced at Jim Cataldi Buick in the Auto Mall. A free pop-up umbrella with any brake job, a free chassis lube with a state and emission inspection, and 10% off all parts and labor on any electronic tune-up. That may not be a gift everyone can appreciate, but think about what you get from any other car dealer. So on behalf of Jim Cataldi, his family, and the entire staff of Jim Cataldi Buick, Dodge, Cadillac, Chevrolet, and GMC Truck, I'd like to wish you and yours a holiday full of joy, happiness, and health.
Are you looking for an easy way to beautify your lawn? Then you'll want to see the Kubota T1400 hydrostatic lawn tractor at Histons in Doylestown. Good looking and easy to handle, the Kubota T1400 lawn tractor makes caring for your lawn a pleasure. Histons in Doylestown is the Delaware Valley's leading Kubota dealer with over 100 tractors in stock and ready for immediate delivery. Whether you need to repair old equipment or buy new equipment, Histons is the place to go. They carry a full line of Kubota diesel lawn tractors that are durable, economical on fuel, and require a minimum of maintenance. There are Kubota models from 1 through 88 horsepower, which allows one for every job. See the full line of 2- and 4-wheel drive Kubota lawn tractors at Histons in Doylestown, at the Cross Keys intersection of Route 611 and 313, diagonally across the street from Conti's Cross Keys Restaurant.
You're in tune with the Buddy Ryan Show on News Talk 1210 WCAU, and we apologize for all the folks that are still holding on to talk to Buddy. We're just out of time. And, Buddy, you're missed here at the Rivet this evening on this Monday night edition, and more importantly, they're planning bigger and better things next Monday when you come back from the Dallas game. And, of course, the Philadelphia Eagles playing the Dallas Cowboys for what may be not only a division championship, but obviously the playoffs, and everybody waiting for next Monday night and your appearance here at the Rivet.
Well, we're looking forward to that Dallas game, and I just hopeful that our players will pull us through like they have in the past and get us in the playoffs. I think, we'll be in good shape physically. We'll work them real hard out in this heat and send them down to Dallas and whoop up on the Cowboys.
Stay warm out there in Phoenix. We'll freeze here in this 16-degree weather in Philadelphia, and I'll talk to you later in the week. Thank you very much, buddy.
Thank you, my friend.
This is the Buddy Ryan Show on News Talk 1210 WCAU. Buddy solidly ensconced in Phoenix, Arizona, where it's much, much warmer. We're in the 16-degree temperatures here at the Rivet, 1709 Wallace Street, and we'll close this one out right now.